Center. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Chris Webber is joining us at the broadcast table alongside Greg Anthony and David Aldridge on the sideline. This is Kevin Harlan. The Bulls are in the midst of a road trip going into this one. They've lost their last 3 games, and guys, they'd like that streak to end tonight here.
Yeah, and guys, it's difficult with the job that's ahead of them. Anytime a team gets into a funk like the one they're in, getting out of it is really difficult. They seem to be a little bit scattered to me here of late, and I like to see them just come up with a definite plan and stick to that script.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. Taking a look at the Bulls, Dunn and Levine, their backcourt. Then there's Markkanen, and it's Nwaba in at the 3. Chicago on defense, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
And in a big way. This was a blowout. The players, coaches, everyone is to blame.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Yeah, Kevin, I was able to speak with Fred Hoiberg for a minute. He knows they have to dig in on defense. They're facing a really talented offense. He said if those guys get going, we're going to be on the wrong end of some long runs. We have to be disciplined, work together, and make those second, third, and fourth efforts on plays, whatever it takes to get a stop. We'll see if they can get a win in this first matchup between the teams this year. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
Yeah, easier to say than do. I mean, with the weapons they have, they force such tough matchups. It's hard to stay with them.
Now done after D'Angelo Russell's three-pointer that didn't go. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep. Well, as the NBA season comes into full gear, you really start to see just how big the NBA season is. Chris, would you like to keep it at 82 games, or would you like to change it, maybe bring the schedule and the regular season number of games down a bit?
I like to keep it the same. I like to keep it the same because it is the same tradition that other players had to go through it. You know, the Magics, the Birds, you had to play 82 games. I don't think it's too much. And technology today is much better. You can come back, you can recuperate faster, you can come back from injury easier than players before this generation came. And so I say 82 games.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throw this game.
One shot.
And for many years, the Chicago Bulls were viewed as a model franchise. Always were competitive and in the hunt for a title, but this current version just can't escape turmoil from within.
Now, here's Dunn. He's coming off a 10-point game against Minnesota. Basket, good.
And the explosion to the hoop, Dunn finishing in style.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Here's Allen. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Bulls finally committing, Greg, to a full rebuild this last offseason.
Yeah, and trading Butler was the start of it. I mean, they got some young players to build around and a pick, and it won't be an easy road ahead, but one they felt they needed to make.
Defensively, they could have done better. That's an open look he'd like to have back.
Dinwiddie's shot is off. Bulls trail by 6. Markkanen kicks to Dunn. Down low, Felicio, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Bulls shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
And the first one at the line is good.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
He's perfect from the line this time. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet.
Now here's Levine. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
Here's Allen after the made shot from Zach LaVine. It's Carroll on the wing. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And Russell gets it to go.
And whether on or off ball, Russell really knows how to work off screens.
Now here's Dunn. He's covered closely. Veen passes to Nwaba. They set the pick. He feeds it to Markkanen. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's the floater. Here's Dinwiddie. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
Yeah, but what about the passing? Crisp, decisive. He racked up a ton of assists, impacted the game in a number of ways.
Ball's knocked loose, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by LaVine. We've got a moment now to go to a rookie watch and find out who among the NBA's freshman class have been the hottest shooters. Here's Russell. Again, Russell missing.
His struggles this quarter continue. The D's done a good job.
Markkanen kicks to Nwaba. A three-pointer is right on target.
And you got to like the vision for Markkanen. I mean, a big man who knows how to find the open man.
Here's the screen. Here's Crabbe. And it falls over the rim and in.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Well, he created a little separation from that mid-range. Just a good shot for him in that situation.
Now, here's Dunn. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Allen with the rebound. Nets leading by 4. Passes to Crabbe. There's the dish to Dinwiddie. Back to Crabbe. 5 to shoot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And a key part of Allen Crabbe's development is growth as a defender.
Well, and a 6'11" wingspan. I mean, he's had to work to get stronger. Now with his shooting, he's a player who can contribute offensively and defensively.
The Nets have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loop shots.
That's good from Crabbe. And Chris, I know you started doing a podcast, Fearless or Insane, with Chris Webber, an opportunity to have some meaningful conversations. What's that been like?
It's been great, Kevin. I've gotten a chance to talk to some friends, some mentors like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I've gotten to speak to him about what it was like playing for Wooden, what it was like coming up in the crazy 60s in that time. And, you know, he's such a thoughtful and a great individual. So to hear his stories about he and Muhammad Ali, he and Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these great figures is just wonderful. I also got to speak to track legends John Carlos and Tommy Smith, who in the 1968 Olympics, we've seen them kind of protest when they put their fist up in defiance and kind of put their voice out for the voiceless. And I got to talk to them about how tough of a moment that was. Did they know the sacrifice that they were making? What happened, the backlash to what happened? And then all these years later, do they feel kind of vindicated that we're showing them so much love and people around the world appreciate what they've done? So we try to just discuss fearless or insane. You know, they say insane is doing the same thing over, expecting a different result, where these guys put their lives on the line.
Yes.
And they kind of knew that it necessarily wouldn't change the arc of justice, but they felt that they had to do it. And so it's just some cool conversations with people and athletes that were much more than an athlete. And I've learned a lot, and it's been a cool podcast.
Bulls have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. First one falls for him.
The Bulls have been very active in revamping this roster. A lot of trades and player movement. They were worried of becoming a treadmill team.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Okafor is checked in for Allen. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Damari Carroll. Harris is checked in for Alan Crabb. And it's LeVert in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. With some lackluster finishes to their season the last couple years, that worry of finishing poorly isn't going away for Bulls fans. But luckily, the Bulls have a history, Chris, of shaking things up.
It's never easy to make that choice. The front office has been proactive in shaking things up. Not easy, but they're committed to change right now.
Here's Payne, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Nwaba passes to Payne. Here's Portis. There's the screen. Now here's Payne. 11 points for him in that last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Brooklyn leading by 5. Picked by Okafor. Here's LeVert. No good from outside.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
14 feet away. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
To the middle, up off the screen. And Okafor with the layup.
Oh, he took a terrific angle right there off the screen, something they work on every day in practice.
Here's Valentine. No good on that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Tough night. I mean, they attacked on both ends, and unfortunately for them, they just got called for a lot of fouls.
No question. The officials were active, trying to keep control of the game that affected the substitution pattern.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I tell you what, it's like football, having a 3rd and 13 and them running up the gut. It just frustrates the defense. You have to hate giving up second chance points. It's demoralizing. After basically, I mean, you had to stop.
Now here's Valentine. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Well, that's why his size and length are so valuable. He altered the shot and collected the glass, all in a day's work.
And Harris wide open. He shoots. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Harris has got a couple of threes now in the first for the Nets. And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games. But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
Paul Zipser, he's checked in for David Nwaba. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Nets.
And no doubt they relied upon that three-point shot to provide a big chunk of their scoring. That's been a trend in the modern NBA, and they took that philosophy and ran with it.
Bulls trail by 10. And Greg, what separates Hollis Jefferson, do you think, as an NBA defender?
You know, physicality, quickness to go along with anticipation. I mean, with his pressure D, he's able to suffocate perimeter players and rack up steals. And don't forget versatility. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions, and that's a huge asset for any team.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Harris kicks to Russell. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And D'Angelo Russell, a pretty impressive ball handler for his size. Chris, what did you say?
Yeah, but he's still working on his finishing, though. I mean, not the most explosive athlete. He's got to get it done with touch and drive and positioning and kick it out to the open teammates.
One shot.
Free throw good, Russell.
Well, growing up, D'Angelo Russell had his favorite players, but he said the player he patterned his game after was the great Manu Ginobili. Russell knew he wasn't the most athletic, but Manu was a player who's made the most of his physical abilities.
Now here's Payne. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. Pass to Portis, 4 on the shot clock. And the three ball is good. Portis has got 5 points so far.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from three.
And Russell and Ginobili with similar body types, both lefties with a high skill level.
Oh, yeah, you see the similarities. It's no accident. Russell watched a ton of Ginobili highlights. Credit him for selecting such a great role model.
The Nets working the ball around now. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And Chris, when you played, you were known as a guy at your size who could rip and run, take it coast to coast. You look around the league now, who are some of the best big men ball handlers?
Oh, you love it. If you get that board, you got to be able to take and speed up the offense. We've seen Draymond just have a field day doing it with all the players on his team that can knock it down and score. Blake Griffin, Anthony Davis. We've even seen Paul Millsap and Julius Randle do it a little bit. So I love the fact that if you can get that board and push it, it makes it easier because you don't have to look for the outlet. You can actually find that point guard, that two guard in transition, and let them score, and you be the facilitator.
And, of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
Now, here's Vonleh. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Just 3 to shoot. Valentine's shot, good.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Okafor, high post, working on Portis, and he gets it to go. And it's 8 points for D'Angelo Russell. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and of course KG, but unfortunately all past their primes. That team only able to get to the second round, and boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason.
And the Nets with possession here. The Bulls getting the bucket. There's the steal. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Zipser, the pass to Vonleh. Tipped away. And Brooklyn making a change here. Stauskas is checked in. Felicio's checked in for Chicago. Nets leading by 10. Outside, Russell Sweet little floater. Russell's got 10.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, particularly on offense where they've been completely in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Nets out in front. They lead by 9. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, yeah, small lead so far, but it's building fast, and they better watch out.
Bulls trail by 9. So for Chicago right now, they've got Vonleh, Payne out there with Valentine, and it's Felicio in its center. They set the pick. Valentine kicks to Felicio. Over Okafor. It's Chicago with another bucket.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Pick by Okafor. Here's Russell. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Back to Payne. Clock at 6. Lets a floater go. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Chicago. Their season nearly over unless a form of miracle happens. And of course the Nets right on their heels as they've got the next best record.
And seeing where the Nets are, they haven't made any of the strides they were hoping to see prior to the season. Again, hanging around at the bottom of the standings.
This is just not a team that is positioned to be very good at all. Now, look, the players are doing their best out there, but they simply just don't have the right mix of players nor the execution to get it done yet.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. And here in the second, with about a minute and a half gone by, they set the pick. Here's Valentine. Gets a hand on it. Okafor grabs the miss.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Pick by Okafor. Pass to LeVert. Got a hand on it, but he gets it back. Here's Stauskas. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Now Payne. The pass to Zipser. Just his first attempt. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
Almost every look he gets inside is a good one, but the D hangs in there and makes it a tough one on him.
And it's Russell in the corner. No good with the triple.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
Here's Valentine. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Valentine's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Chicago. They set the pick. Stauskas inside the line. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 4 assists in the game. Chicago calls timeout. And Chris, you played during an era against a team that many consider the greatest of all time, that 96 Chicago Bulls team with Jordan and Pippen and a great roster. Just thinking back to that team during that second three-peat, what was it like when you were going up against that Bulls team?
It's so tough to play against that team. Jordan, arguably the best player that's ever, laced them up. And Pippen was so tough offensively and rebounding. Rodman as well on the boards. And then you had guys in a system that was, just really too much. It's hard to say. Of course, in my opinion, having played against them, they're the best team of all time. But Bill Russell once told me, ghosts can't play, so don't get caught up in comparing eras that you really can't prove it. So, yeah, of course, they're the best of all time to me, but it's fun watching these young kids play today.
So it's both teams making substitutions here.
And checking out some stats for Levine. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. He's putting up about 20 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
Markkanen dishes to Valentine. And here is Dunn. Markkanen, great positioning on the putback.
And remember, at 7 feet tall, Markkanen is tough to keep off the board, solid at tracking down misses on that offensive glass.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Dinwiddie kicks to Crabbe. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Crabbe's got 7 points.
And Crabbe has a perfect shooting form. He's outstanding at getting his feet under him and then knocking down the long 3-ball.
Pass to Felicio. He kicks to Valentine. There's the pick. Off the pick. Rebounded by the Nets.
Look, it hasn't happened yet, but he's got time to find his rhythm. And if he does, they can turn this thing around quick.
Here's Dinwiddie. The feed to Stauskas. From deep. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Felicio's got his 4th rebound in this one. Levine against Carroll. And Levine, here we go. And the shot is good.
There's no lack of aggression on his part. When he's got the chance to score, he'll take it.
And one of the pieces of the Jimmy Butler trade this offseason, Zach LaVine finds himself as a prime building block for a rebuilding team. The Bulls see him as a star of the future.
And rightfully so, even given the fact that he's recovering from the ACL surgery. LaVine is young and can grow his game with the team. Hard to get fair value for a player of Butler's ability, but LaVine is a great place to start.
Brooklyn with the ball. 9-point game. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
But yeah, expect this first game to be a filling out of sorts. Lots of in-game adjustments. I mean, should be an interesting matchup as the year progresses.
They set the pick. Here's Markkanen. And the 3 off target.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Crabbe from long range. A 3-pointer is right on target. Crabbe's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for the Nets. Bulls trail by 12. Dunn passes to Felicio. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Dinwiddie. Felicio with a rebound. Felicio's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Levine. That one doesn't drop. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Crabbe with the ball. 11 points for him in that last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Now here's Carroll. Back to Stauskas. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Stauskas has got 4 points in the quarter.
Artful use of the screen there. Gains the separation he needs for a good look.
Chicago calls timeout. Well, we talk so much about what it's like on the floor, Chris, but I wonder what it was like off the floor when you were on the bench watching the team play and what was going through your head and mind. What did you and your teammates talk about as you were on the bench taking a rest and watching the game go on?
It depends on which game. You know, if you're in L.A. and you see, you know, Eddie Murphy and Rihanna walk in, you're going to say, hey, look at Beyonce and Jay over there. Or, you know, if you're watching a great play and you see a guy dunk on your teammate, you're not going to get too excited, but you're going to whisper to your teammate, man, did you see that? That's crazy. Or, you know, you're pumping up guys because they've been working so hard in practice, and it's a guy who's getting his first time to kind of get in and get a good run. So you're cheering him on. And so being on the bench, you know, it's a lot of fun. You have to stay focused and ready to re-enter the game. But part of that job on the bench is to keep the energy of the bench, and that's to keep guys encouraged, to be loose, to have fun. And so it's a lot of fun being on the bench. And more fun when you're winning than losing, but a lot of fun being on the bench encouraging guys.
Bulls making a switch here. Portis is checked in. And we've got a moment to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for him.
In the last few months, the rebounding has sort of taken a bit of a dive for him, and a lot of factors could be the cause, but it's a trend that coach would probably like to see him reverse.
The Bulls shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. That free throw missing. And the Nets adding their own G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, and the Nets franchise originally, remember, based in Long Island. So nice to have that homecoming. And of course, with young talent development so critical for this Nets organization, having that minor league team in close proximity, very valuable.
He hits the second from the line.
And one area of concern for Dunn, hitting his free throws with consistency, because he has the temperament to draw fouls.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's got 6. Harris outside. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. He is on Lauri Markkanen. The Nets have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Chris, we all know you were a big Pistons fan growing up, and of course that means that you had plenty of chances to root against the Chicago Bulls. When you go back and you think about when you were young, was there one Bulls player that you loved to hate, so to speak?
You know, a little secret, I always cheered for Detroit, but I never hated the Bulls. Isaiah and Jordan were my favorite players. That's a little bit of a cop-out along with Magic, Bird, Dominique. But no. I really loved Artis Gilmore as well coming before. But no, I really can't say I had a player on the Bulls that I didn't really like.
And there's a foul called on Alan Crabb. That is his first foul of the game. Markkanen kicks to Nwaba. They set the pick. Shot clock at 6. Launches a 3. That is good. And the Nets lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Markkanen.
And I tell you what, Markkanen has already mastered the art of the bank shot. Loves getting it up there and knocking that one down. You have got to be in his space if you want to disrupt his rhythm.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see which teams made the most of their opportunities on the offensive glass this month. In third, the Nets.
They have gone all out to win the rebounding battle every night, and it's been paying off. I mean, the second chance points thus far have been really impressive.
Shoot 2.
That's good from Crabbe.
And Crabbe is known as a sniper. He's a consistent scorer. He shoots a great percentage from anywhere on the court.
Both free throws good from Crabbe. Bulls trail by 12. Now done. He has 5. Levine. Carroll with the rebound. Carroll's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Harris outside. Dishes it to Crabbe. Feeds to Allen. Back to Crabbe. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the arc. Nwaba with the rebound. Chicago's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. And it's done in the corner. Pass to Nwaba. On the wing, Levine. Carroll covering. Levine can't hit. Brooklyn leading by 12. And here's Harris from the arc. Offensive rebound. Allen's shot is off.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Markkanen kicks to Dunn. Outside, Levine. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And the Bulls with another miss.
A frustrating start to this quarter for them.
Harris misses.
Just the presence of the D in the lane is enough to make him short-arm that layup.
Second chance shot. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Nwaba's got 5.
Now look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound, finishing strong on the putback.
Carroll dishes to Crabbe. In the corner, it's Harris. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
A moment now to see the stats for Carroll. His last 10 games, he's right around 13 points a night, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
And he makes the first.
Strong take to get the foul there after not getting it there in the first quarter.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Okafor comes in for Allen. And it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson in for Allen Crabbe. And a change for the Bulls. Payne's checked in. And Harris drops them both. Bulls trail by 12. And here's Payne. 9 points in the game so far. Here's the screen. Five to shoot. Harris on the double team. The putback.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's face and then go and corral that backboard.
In the corner, Hollis-Jefferson. Nets passing it around. Carroll up top. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Hollis-Jefferson, good. And some players, you just kind of know that they'll end up in coaching. Just the way they approach the game and go about themselves. Chris, having played Hoiberg during your career, did you ever see him becoming a head coach?
Well, it's not as easy to tell your opponents versus your teammates. Didn't have a really close relationship with him. Didn't know or his expectations, never played with him. So, no, I never saw it coming.
And certainly while the injury for Zach LaVine and his ACL was devastating, Greg, it's good to see him back on the court, and he seems to be on track to making a full recovery.
And, Kevin, still amazing to me to see just how far the medical community has come in terms of treating ACL injuries. LaVine is such an athletic monster. To lose even a little burst would have been huge. Fortunately, though, with modern medicine, it's going to allow this guy to make the most of his potential still.
The first one falls. LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn. Russell comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for Chicago. Paul Zipser comes in for David Nwaba. And so he hits both. 1:39 left to play here in the second quarter. Russell kicks to Harris. There's the pick. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's LeVert. The three ball hits the three-point bomb. LeVert's got 5 points now this quarter.
I don't know if that was by design or by accident, but the D not paying any attention to him.
LaVine with it. He's picked up by Russell. The baseline J. LaVine can't hit.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Here's LeVert. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. LeVert's got 7 points in the game.
They are just killing him on the interior.
LaVine with it. He has 7. Makes it off the glass. He's got 9.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Brooklyn leading by 15. Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson. They set the screen. Harris outside. Outside, Russell. Picked by Okafor. And here's Harris from the arc. The putback. It's good on the putback.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Outside, LaVine. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
One shot, mind the lanes.
Russell. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Nets lead by 14. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith. That's Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks for joining us. And, boy, a pumped-up home crowd is behind us right now. Brooklyn came out looking very confident. You could see the daggers in their eyes as they went on a 10-4 run to start things off. As the first quarter came to a close, however, they found themselves up by just 4. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their bench has provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves. That's what a coach wants to see. I'm guessing the minutes will be spread out a little bit in the second half.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, there are a few areas they need to improve on, but perimeter defense is priority numero uno. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters, and you got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough, Ernie, especially outside.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Oh, well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Bulls trail by 14. Jamari Carroll is out there with Allen. Then it's Allen Crabb. Then it's Russell. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Markkanen can't get it to go.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Russell inside, guarded by Levine. Allen with the screen for Russell. He dishes it to Carroll. A three-pointer, no good. The Bulls shooting not great, 40% for the game. Now, here's Dunn. In the corner, it's Levine. Over Russell. Levine can't hit. Nets leading by 14. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Oh, get out the way. Move, and that pumps up his teammates as well. That's a statement play all the way around.
Shooting one.
Bulls trail by 17. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. On the wing, Levine. He's guarded by Crabb. Kicks it to Dunn. 5 on the clock. There's a screen. And stolen by Russell. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And having added strength to his wiry frame, Russell able to convert through contact there and draw the foul.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
One shot. One shot.
Yeah, and with this increased aggressiveness offensively, Russell shooting more and more free throws.
To the inside. He's off on that one. So Brooklyn will take it the other way.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Here's Dinwiddie. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Dinwiddie's got 5 points now this quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Outside, Levine. Shot to stop the run. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And so Levine nails both of them. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Right wing. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Screen by Russell. Grab, dishes to Russell. It's tipped. Levine against Russell. To the wing right side. And stolen by Russell. In transition, here come the Nets. Drains the 19-footer. Russell's got 17.
Monster night, and what's scary, Russell's built for many more of these.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Well, he just can't get anything to drop today, and his team is hurting as a result. He should concentrate on moving the ball around and getting his guys involved.
Now let's take a second to bring up our rookie leaderboard for a glance at this year's top first-year free throw shooters. Lauri Markkanen, number 1.
He doesn't miss that many, does he? I mean, great skill level to go with his obvious talent. He's taking full advantage every time he draws a whistle.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Levine and Allen with the block. Here's Dinwiddie. He's got 11. Crab, no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
To the paint. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Clearly a foul.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. He doesn't get the second one.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Here's Carroll. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
And the athleticism always been NBA caliber. Carroll showing it off there with the finish.
Markkanen sets the pick for Levine. He feeds it to Dunn. Felicio kicks to Markkanen. 6 to shoot. With some arc. Dunn misses.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
They set the screen. Here's Russell. And it falls over the rim and in. Russell's got 7 now in this quarter.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Dunn kicks to Levine from deep three-point range. Rebound, Brooklyn.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
Let's not lie. He has the skills to do it. We've seen that, but you still like to work for something closer.
Here's Carroll. Here's Russell. That's tipped. Levine against Russell. And then Levine with the jam.
And I don't know if there's anybody who can match Levine when it comes to the art of the dunk. He is a highlight reel waiting to happen.
This will make 5 trips now to the free throw line for him tonight. Nick Stauskas is checked in for Russell.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good, Levine. And here's Brooklyn. They're on a 14-5 run. Over to the wing. Allen passes to Crabbe. Back to Allen. The dish now to Dinwiddie. Now Carroll. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Dunn dishes to Markkanen. Now here's Dunn. Defense is right there. Outside Levine. And Allen with the block. And they get it back. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for Chicago.
And the three-point game stands out as a major sore spot. It just has not been falling for him. I think at this point you start to get away from that shot. Try to engage in other parts of the offense. You don't want to hurt your team if that long ball isn't there.
Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 14-5 run. Here's Dinwiddie. 11 points in the game. That's tipped and stolen by Dunn. The pass to Nwaba. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And the length of Dunn really annoys the opposition. So good at sticking his hands in passing lanes and coming away with steals.
Chicago making some changes. Bobby Portis comes in for Felicio, and it's Valentine in for Levine.
One shot.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Here's Dinwiddie. Passes to Carroll. There's the pick. Inside, Allen. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Allen's got 8 points.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or it's sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where is the pride? Where is your heart? The location of that assist was awesome. That was a sweet lead pass.
Dinwiddie kicks to Crabbe. And Carroll now atop the key. Here's Dinwiddie. He's got 11. Just 4 to shoot. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Portis. Pass to Nwaba. Portis kicks to Dunn. Back to Portis. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Brooklyn making some changes. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Damari Carroll. And it's LeVert in for Crabbe. Chicago also making some changes. Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for Markkanen. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Dunn. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. As you look at the league right now, how different would you say it is from when you played? And if there are a lot of differences, do you like the changes?
The NBA is much different from when I played. When I played, if you shot a jumper from the 15-foot range free throw line, they criticize you as a big fella. Now you have to be able to space the floor. If you were a big fella and led the break back then, they criticize you. Now you have a guy like Durant who is 6'11". So the game has changed from rules. It was so much more physical at the time. It was a slower pace. But, you know, that was then. I love the way that the game is now. I love that players have more freedom. I love that the pace is faster. You don't have to look back at your coach to have a play called every time. The trust is put in these players' skill sets. And so I love it, man. Anytime you can see Harden go to work, Durant go to work, Curry go to work, Westbrook go to work, LeBron go to work, Irving go to work, and just watch them play in the open offense, man, it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, I like the changes, and it was fun when I played as well.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. So for the Nets, Okafor comes in for Allen, and Harris subbed in for Stauskas. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Nets leading by 18. Dinwiddie passes to Okafor. He kicks it to Dinwiddie. Rob. Here's Nwaba. He's got 8, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. Here's Dinwiddie. 14 points for him. To the paint. And stolen by Vonleh. Now here's Payne. Tight defense on him. And here is Valentine. He has 5. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Portis. Over Okafor. Nice shot by Portis. Portis has got 8 points. Nets leading by 15. Dinwiddie kicks to Harris. They set the pick. Pick by Okafor. 6 on the shot clock. Jumper off the screen. Tries again. And that's 2 points on the layup. 8 points for him.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Nwaba kicks to Payne. The pass to Nwaba. Now here's Valentine. He's covered closely, and it's good for 2. Here's Dinwiddie. 14 points for him. The feed to Harris. Picked by Okafor. Harris kicks to Okafor. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. And the Nets lead by 17.
Oh, just a brick wall of a screen. Knocks the defender out of the play.
Vonleh kicks to Nwaba. Payne with it. Harris is there. Payne's shot is good.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Dinwiddie. Deflects the pass. Lets it go. They get it back. Nets leading by 15. Harris outside. Pick by Okafor. Harris, right side. Baseline jumper. Again, the Nets for two.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let them have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
Payne with it. He's got 13. And Okafor with the block. And he gets it back. And it was not a clean block. Whistle blows and a foul on the defender here. It's a shooting foul, so free throws will be coming up. Allen's checked in for the Nets. D'Angelo Russell comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for D'Angelo Russell. He's getting around 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
And let's quickly check out the best young defenders and how they've been playing in the low post lately. Your rookie block leaders for the past month. Lauri Markkanen is second.
He's been a factor on the inside. An impressive stretch for him defensively.
And he makes the first. And so Russell hits them both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Payne kicks to Valentine. There's the screen. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. And the Bulls with another miss. And stolen by Valentine. Passes it to Portis. And he dunks it down.
And they need those kind of plays right now. Smart defense that generates some O.
Here's LeVert. He has 7. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. The Bulls making a switch here.
One shot behind the lanes.
And that one misses. Levine. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Nets out in front, leading by 17. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on head coach Fred Hoiberg.
Keep fighting, fellas. All right, one possession at a time. All right, how are we going to do it? Take care of the ball. Make sure we're getting back in transition. A lot of game left. All right, we'll get it going here. We'll get it going.
Fred Hoiberg encouraging his players to live in the moment. Don't worry about the score right now. Just keep plowing ahead.
Yeah, great point. You can't undo what's already been done. Just deal with what you can control, which is the next possession.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. Valentine out there with Vonleh. Then it's Payne. Then it's Zach LaVine. And it's Portis in at the 5 spot.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
Free throw, good, Allen.
And right now at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
Good on both.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
Bulls trail by 19. Now here's LaVine. In the corner, Valentine with it. There's the pick. Just 5 on the clock. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Valentine. Damari Carroll's checked in for Brooklyn. And a change for the Bulls. Felicio's checked in. Both good from the line that time. Brooklyn leading by 17. They set the pick. Here's LeVert. There's the steal. Dishes it to Valentine. Back to Portis. Shoots the 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
Oh, you love it when the big fella shows off his ability from beyond the arc.
Outside, Russell. Pass to LeVert. Outside, Russell. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Russell's got 24 points.
Don't forget, he had a 3 in the first half. He can really hurt you from out there.
Now here's LaVine. He's guarded closely, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
1 shot.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Chicago making some changes. Markkanen, he's checked in for Portis, and Chris Dunn subbed in for Cameron Payne.
One shot, gentlemen.
And the free throw, no good.
And really, the first 3 or 4 seasons of his career, DeMarre Carroll was kind of a fringe rotation player. I think once his three-point shooting took form in Atlanta, that's when his value as a player skyrocketed.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Feeds to Markkanen. There's the pick. Clock at 6. Dunn dishes to Markkanen. Kicks it to Dunn. He feeds it to Levine. Markkanen sets the pick for Dunn. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And for DeMarre Carroll, able to hit the three, but it all starts for him, Greg, at the defensive end.
Yeah, he can be an intimidator on that side of the ball, and with his lockdown mentality defensively, he only needs to provide complementary scoring to be a key contributor.
Bulls trail by 15. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Levine for 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to LeVert. Puts up a 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Markkanen's got 3 rebounds now in this one. On the wing, Levine. Takes the 13-footer. That one goes. Count it. Levine's got 9 points now in just the second half. Nets leading by 13. Russell kicks to Carroll. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson to the left side wing. Here's Russell. And again, it's the Nets missing. The Bulls have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Dunn kicks to Markkanen. Sinks that one from the post.
And Markkanen continuing to improve inside. I mean, utilizing his height, the D has a tough time matching up with somebody with his skill set.
The dish to Carroll. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. And the Nets lead by 13.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Markkanen in the corner. He dishes it to Dunn. Here's the screen. Elbow shot is on the way. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
And you have to love whenever Dunn squares up from mid-range. His jump shot is just money in the bank.
Outside, Russell. To the middle. Now the pass to LeVert. Fades away. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Felicio's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Levine passes to Dunn. Markkanen sets the pick for Dunn. Markkanen in the corner. There's the 3. Carroll with the rebound. Carroll's got 7 rebounds in the game.
He isn't getting it to fall from outside during this half after recording a 3 during the first.
Nets passing it around. Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Levine, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes. But guys, the defense knows he has this ability, correct? Yet no one thinks to put a body on him? Incredible.
They set the pick off the screen. Count that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Valentine.
after failing to be aggressive and look for a shot in the first half, you don't have to let him know this time. You don't have to remind him now. He is really taking this game over in the second.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Passes it to LeVert. He kicks it to Russell. This one for three. Add another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
Yeah, and you love how Russell keeps his eyes up. Rarely misses a guy when he's free.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, D'Angelo Russell.
Plain and simple, his scoring is what made him our pick tonight. Even when the D's given him all their attention, they just have not been able to contain him. If they backed off him for 1 second, he made them pay.
He took charge tonight, and it was just that type of breakout performance they needed. As they try to shake out of the slump they've been in, they'll be hoping he has more nights in him just like this one. So for the Nets, Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Hollis Jefferson, and Dinwiddie subbed in for LeVert. And Chicago also making a switch. David Nwaba is checked in for Valentine. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. He told them, put your foot on their neck. Take it to them. I want to see you guys slow it down out there, use the clock, and stay away from silly fouls. Let's see if they can execute the plan, guys.
Now, here's Dunn. He's covered closely. Markkanen in the corner. Lets it go from deep. That one, no good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Russell with a wide open look. Allen dishes to Dinwiddie. Count it.
And since halftime, he has been a different player.
One shot. One shot.
And this team will make you pay when they get chances at the free throw line. It's helped them pull ahead here today.
Bulls trail by 18. Now Dunn. And here is Markkanen. They double him with Russell. It's stolen by Carroll. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Good on the bucket. Russell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
There's a good screen. Here's Levine. And he uses the glass on the layup. Levine's got 11 points here in just the second half. Brooklyn leading by 18. Dinwiddie kicks to Crabb. Carroll up top. Picked away. Levine against Russell. Levine can't hit.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Yeah, the defender all over him.
Two.
The first one falls. So he gets them both.
And that puts him right around 90 from the free throw line. Really good work here in the second half.
Dunn kicks to Markkanen. Now the feed to Levine. Well, a few seasons ago, the NBA introduced the last 2-minute report, where they release a review of all the calls in the final 2 minutes of a game. It has certainly had some mixed reaction. Chris, how do you feel about the public review that a refereeing crew now faces with the report?
Well, you know, I think pressure should be on referees just like it is on players. I think everyone gets their job evaluated, and it's no different from anyone else. I don't know what it does, though, what a report does by telling you what happened in the last 2 minutes and that this referee missed the call. So I don't know what it does, but I don't mind it because everyone needs to be held accountable, and transparency is always good.
Very well said, Chris. Dishes it to Dunn. Markkanen sets the pick for Dunn. Pass to Markkanen. 5 to shoot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And Markkanen is showing the aggressiveness you like to see in a guy with his skill set. Somebody who doesn't lack confidence when he shoots the ball.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Brooklyn leading by 18. Dinwiddie kicks to Russell. Screened by Russell. Grab the pass to Dinwiddie. Feeds it to Carroll. The Nets working the ball around now. Russell dishes to Dinwiddie. From the arc. Offensive rebound, Nets. Kicks it to Craig. There's the screen. Goes back up. Felicio with a rebound. Bulls trail by 18. On the wing, Levine. Wide open shot is on the money. Levine's got 25 points in the game.
No, you can't lay that pass in there any better.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Brooklyn.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for D'Angelo Russell.
Well, the big thing was if he had an open look, he drained it. He didn't let any of those easy chances get away from him.
First free throw is good. Going back to your playing days, Chris, you were drafted by the Magic but traded on draft day to the Golden State Warriors. If you had suited up for the Magic alongside Shaquille O'Neal, that would have been something.
Oh yeah, I would have tried to. You know, I think I would have been the first Westbrook. That was my goal. If I was playing with Big Shaq, just do your job, and I would have averaged a triple-double easily. I would have averaged a triple-double. When you look at Dennis Scott, that would have been on the corner, Big Shaq up top, and that pick and roll right there. You're gonna have to guard me or him, and I didn't mind throwing it up to a big fella. I love seeing people dunk from alley-oop, so that would have been fun. I would have tried to have Shaq break a backboard every single night. But hey, can't go back in time, man.
Offensive rebound. The shot by Vonleh, no good.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
Dinwiddie kicks to Crabbe. He feeds it to Okafor. Felicio with a rebound. Here's Zipser. Felicio kicks to Payne. 29 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. The shot by Vonleh no good. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
And AC kicks to Dinwiddie. A floater, got a piece of it. Payne with it. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Jalil here at home with a competitive matchup. What got you guys over the top tonight?
Just staying together as a team, playing as hard as we could. The fans were great, and we wanted to play good for them.
And you surely did, Jalil. Thanks a lot for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA. Presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.